Hello, everybody, and welcome to the inventory. I'm your host, Detective Johan, and with me today I have my usual co-host, SPNati. Why don't you say hi?
Hello.
And I've got three guests today.
Everybody wanted to be a part of this one,
Yeah.
including people who weren't invited.
Well, thing is, I'm not gonna ever unless there's four people, I'm not gonna say no if somebody asks to be on the podcast.
You know what they say, things come in threes.
So why don't we just introduce ourselves in no particular order?
Alright, hi everyone, it's Namas back here on the podcast, former mod of SPNati. I have contributed to such projects as Marinette, Say, and most recently Coco.
Hi, I'm Dorian. I've written for Navi, and I was also the writer and artist for Eni.
And me, you're a space pirate. You know who I am.
We had you on not too long ago.
Yeah.
Alrighty. And with introductions out of the way, let's get to the things that have changed over the week. Last 2 weeks. Since last time, we have had 2 sponsorships, 2 characters returning to testing, and 2 characters getting out of testing. First character to get sponsored was Eni from Ace Attorney, as Dorian said. Anybody?
I'm a little girl. She's grown.
Anybody want to? Go on.
I really liked Eni. Go ahead, Dorian. Sorry about that.
No, it's nothing. I don't know. I'm proud that I was able to actually pull together a full character this time, more than just writing. Also making a halfway decent model and just posing the thing too. I don't know. I'm kind of proud of myself.
I think her artwork is fantastic, and you should be really proud of that. I really like the dialogue, and I think it says a lot as a creator. You can take someone that I am not familiar with Ace Attorney, and you breathed such life into. Is it breathed in English or broth? Breathed. Breathed. Okay.
Breathed, I feel like, yeah.
Yeah, okay. You breathed such life into a character that I had zero context for going in, and I just enjoyed the hell out of her. You did a really good job of defining both this the ruse, as it were, and then the post-ruse phase. I thought it was really, and to take an obscure character and make them really likable and enjoyable is, I think, the hallmark of a really good SPNati character.
Yeah, that's something I want to point out about Eni. Is that's her name, right? Eni?
Yeah.
Yeah. So not only was her art really expressive and really good, and I like her body type. Just I kind of like. First playtest, I get what this girl's deal is right away. So I think that says a lot about the writing.
Redheads are obviously the best hair color, and also I really liked your work on the poses, especially the ones with the hat. And this is your first character that's you did all of it, both dialogue and art and posing, and so.
I don't know, Johan. I think she'd be better with blue hair.
Coward.
Is this the next Civil War? Is this what tears us apart?
No, it's red versus blue too.
Guys, don't worry. I'm an enlightened purple centrist. I'm accepting of all hair colors and creeds.
Purple's
not
good
body
too.
types.
Revy has purple hair.
Yeah.
Is it purple? Well, I guess yeah.
It's a very strange burgundy sort of color.
If Lulu would be like, yep, that tasted purple, it's purple enough. And that looks pretty purple.
Fuck is Lulu?
Lulu from League of Legends? Anyway, don't worry about it.
I don't know that game.
Games, I'm sorry.
Just ask Tim. Just ask Tim. I play video games, I don't really watch anime.
Okay, let's see here.
Anyone asked, which they didn't.
Oh god, has Namas not made an anime character?
Oh, Chaco.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Plus, of course, Coco, because Ruby is an anime.
Yep, and
the famous Japanese animation Ruby.
and Marinette from the
featuring
Fate Tail.
Coco from the Ruby May Cry series.
Yeah, Marinette from that very fancy French anime.
It was gonna be an anime.
It was going to be an anime, and then they're like, you know what's better? CG. And then it's like, you know what's even better? 3-year hiatuses. See you in 2020.
All this damn CGI in my anime now.
Yeah, right?
Because it's cheaper to produce. Means you get your animes quicker and in more volume.
Anyway,
But it'll never be as stylish as 2D.
That's Eni. I really like Eni's interactions with, the people that she does interact with. I think it's really, like, I remember, like, when she was on test, you could just kind of target her with whoever, and she's like, oh yeah, I'm totally this ditz, and then it's like, suddenly, when the personality switch changes, everyone's like, you fooled me, and I just loved seeing some of her reactions. It's like, yes, I was such a good actress. It's like,
Sailor, or Captain of the Ruse Cruise Alt Wen.
Gosh.
Also, her lines for Q are fantastic, and I would recommend anyone who hasn't seen those to go hunting, because they're a real treat.
I've added a few more, so next Eni update we'll be getting some more Q.
Oh yes.
I love like post switch Q, but I think like or Eni.
Q? Eni.
But I think like Eni at face value is just so funny. She's so irritatingly stupid, and it's like the greatest thing to target because everyone's like, "What is your deal?" Anyway,
next character to be sponsored was Miko.
Hey, hold on. I'd like to add in a little bit that she's pretty fun to target when it comes to that gimmick. The whole like.
Yeah.
It's also fun to write back.
You get to write 2 characters, kinda, huh?
Yeah, so it also just allows me to just split the generics right down the middle. So I only have to write generics for 2 characters. It's just a lot easier, and just responding to people saying, "Why are you so fucking stupid?" is just super fun because I can just say whatever shit I want, and then they'll be like, "Yep, yeah, that's fucking stupid."
Yeah, I think it says a lot about like the character you target her with, depending on how they react to that. Because like Maya's like, I don't believe that anyone's this stupid. I think you're putting on an act. And then Jura and Revi are just like, look at this stupid bitch.
Yeah, I think that's fun. It's just like, oh sweetheart, oh no, you're so stupid. Why are you here? But then like others are just like, this is weird. Why are you so dumb? You're really, really, really so dumb. For real.
Like, totally.
Hey, anyone got anything else to add?
No.
I'm ready for Miko.
Yeah, Miko, our second Toho. Well, first, because she got here first, but she was sponsored second. Anyway.
I thought she'd been sponsored a while ago.
Yeah, but she was sponsored after Amelia.
Yeah. I thought it was. I thought she'd been sponsored a while ago. Not this week. Whatever.
It was like last week, since the podcast only airs every 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know. I was just getting confused. Time works, because it's not real.
Time is an illusion. Just like taxation.
Anyway.
A little spicy.
So,
Alright, this is now the NCAP podcast.
Anyway.
Until Bagel hears about this.
I'd like to move on.
You'd like to move on? Sorry, you cut out on my end.
He'd like to just pass on.
Yeah, so Miko, I really like Miko as a character. I think she's the first, before like we got a slew of like people with 2 models for character, I think she was the first person to hit testing like that, right?
That just has a second character with them all the time?
Yeah, and I think that's really, like, I know Mahiro does the selfie thing, but I'm just saying like something that's a little bit more permanent. Like I'd count Mako in Ryuko's set even as that. But I really enjoy Miko's dialogue, and I like her exposition. I think there's a question later in the podcast, like, how do you exposit on a character's sort of deal? And I think Miko does it with the right amount of, like, I'm an arrogant princeling. I'm going to just, like talk your ear off about literally everything about me forever. That is my thing, and it is done really well. And I think Miko is a really engaging character. I think she has a lot of very cool things to say. I just really like the way she's written. Like, she doesn't really do it for me physically, but as a character in games, I think she's really engaging and has like a lot of really cool lines. I think the favorite thing is like, you can't judge someone by their chest, you have to judge them by their wife's chest or something like that. And that's like, that was such a great line. I'm like, oh man, I love this.
All right. Yuri, Dorian, Span, you want to go?
I don't really have a lot to say about Miko. I like her writing. I think the weird cloud legs look kind of freaky to me. But outside of that, you know,
I think she's really clever. She's really fun. A lot of when her first targeted lines for my girls came in, and just like, I like this character already. She's doing a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah, I really like Miko too. I think the two-person gimmick, she works with it really well, and just I like her boisterous kind of personality where she thinks she's larger than life and comes in and she talks all about herself, but it's not annoying really. It's just she's super fun to just watch do her thing, and then just have her wife come in and just say, just be the straight man in that kind of relationship. I think that's a really good dynamic.
Ironic, isn't it?
Right. I'm not gonna lie. I totally used like her and her wife kind of going at each other, like trying to keep each other in line as inspiration for a lot of those Ryuko and Mako poses.
I really enjoy playing with her. I think that I know almost nothing about Toho. The more I try to understand, the more confused I become.
I understand. Yeah, it's like it's like looking at the Necronomicon. The more you look, the less you really know. And I just think it's just easier for me to be like, yeah, you know what? Someone else is an expert on this. I'm good.
What I do know is that I had a ton of fun targeting her with Kamina. Because he's all about manliness, and she starts out to referring to herself as a prince. So
yeah,
that was fun to write.
I really think she pulls off the reverse strap thing well. Like, it's kind of, I don't know. Maybe it's just Isuke.
Really, I think that's just
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Alrighty. Anyone else got anything to say about Miko? Nope. Okay then.
I'd say some more, but
like
my voice connection keeps.
Dark Magician Girl gets revived by the effect of Monster Reborn.
Yeah, I have talked at length about wanting her to have a triumphant return to the game, so I was pleasantly surprised to see that she actually did come back. And I hope that she clears sponsorship and continues to be worked on and stuff.
Same. I don't really have a lot to add to Dark Magician Girl. I think I've always enjoyed the kind of personality that she started with from Alchemist 21. I think Soulheart is doing a great job reviving her and continuing her on. I just can't wait to see her get some more polish and some more finish.
I was actually really surprised that she came on, because I just wasn't expecting it. So kind of when I wrote Ini's lines towards Dark Magician Girl, I wrote joke lines, and so basically she just, every time she takes off an item, she's like, huh, that's really weird. That's not what we do in America. And that's just the joke that she uses for every single time she strips. Now I just feel guilty. I wrote it like that.
I'd say just leave that, because that's hilarious.
Span, anything from you?
I've got to be honest. I'm a little guilty of not playing some of the testing table releases. I've been busy trying to whip something up for Ryuko there. But yeah, I've just been kind of busy lately, so I've been trying to look at what other people have been saying about them. And Dark Magician Girl definitely had some potential. her first time around. She had a pretty great model, but the limitations back then just meant that her posing was very static. So, and she felt like kind of generic on the dialogue side.
Yeah, I'm probably the biggest Yu-Gi-Oh fan on the Discord.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So I was really glad to see our Yu-Gi-Oh representation finally happening. I do agree. A lot of her posing is very
My
stiff.
entire Yu-Gi-Oh knowledge comes from Yu-Gi-Oh Abridged.
Yeah,
Same.
That's how most people start these days, I suppose. Yeah, a lot of her posing is very stiff. I think it's because a lot of her clothing items are made from hair pieces or hair accessories. But with image attachments, I think she could go with some more dynamic posing.
Oh, definitely.
She feels consistent to say the least, but I don't really remember. She's a card in the show and in the game, so like writing her is rather, I imagine, interesting since there's only implied characterization. So I like her. I think that she could stand to have a lot of some work done to her posing and movement and stuff. She feels kind of stiff, but I'm excited to see her because I really like Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah. I also think that she needs her nipples adjusted because they like stare.
Oh yeah,
at
they
you,
are way
and it kind
low.
of freaks me out. Just
Or are they like cross-eyed?
posing.
No,
Yeah.
they're just kind of low.
Oh, she's got that premature sag.
Kind of,
Oh,
yeah.
oh god, yeah, she does. Oh, she's kind of. They are kind of cross-eyed too, but yeah.
Oh no.
All right. The second character that returns to testing. This one was from the main game. Is Futaba Sakura.
Oh shit! When did that happen?
So why don't you go ahead and talk about that in the MASP, since you're responsible, sort of.
Yeah. I recently returned Futaba to the testing table to give her a new model. Thank you very much to Thursdays for coming up with an excellent new base. And I think there's a lot of reasons why I decided to I think it's an upgrade. I think I upgraded her model quite substantially to make her face a little bit more distinct. Old Futaba had a really hard time looking like default Kisuke. And on top of that, she was not very dynamic. Her legs moved almost not at all, and I think in all of her poses, her arms were aligned. This is partially due to the fact that she used a hair ribbon that had Photoshop worked on over it. But in the new version, it's an image attachment, and the default options in Kisuke were a lot better for kind of getting a good base for her. And Thursdays did all the hard work on that, so all credit to Thursdays for the awesome model. And then I did the posing to make her kind of more expressive and a little bit funnier and a little cuter. I also went and added
God, it's crazy. It's crazy how much image attachments help with like model making.
It's
and
like
posing.
it's like ludicrous, and then
It's the Photoshop button.
It's the Photoshop button, and on top of that, I was like, if I'm putting her on test, I may as well add like some more lines. I went through and targeted a bunch of stuff with her, so she got something like 800 extra lines, and I am sure there will be more. Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be more, to come in the future. But I think this is probably the last substantial Futaba update until maybe Anne hits, and then I'll give her some more dialogue. But yeah, I'm happy with how she turned out overall. I think there's some very legitimate complaints where I don't like the way that the chin face mark works or something like that. But I think it adds character to her facial expressions. I think it adds character to her face, and honestly, not every character needs to fit this like super moe, hyper cute style. And I think Futaba looks like a little bit cute ugly, and that's kind of the appeal to me.
To be a gremlin.
Yeah, exactly.
An inkling.
Yeah.
So you're saying is people are saying it looks bad, but you don't care because you like it that way.
That is exactly what I'm saying. Fuck you.
No, I completely understand, and I have done and will continue to do the exact same thing.
Good. I think Here's like a point of criticism. Just I think everyone's entitled to their opinion. That's cool, but I'm always of the mind point that if I'm doing the modeling work, someone else could have done that, or Thursdays did the modeling work. Excuse me, but if I'm doing if I like the model and I'm doing it my way and I did the work, well, tough cookies. You can make an alternate version. Like if someone else wants to go make a cuter Futaba, please do, and I'll beat the shit out of you with targeted lines because I'm gonna do it better than you will. But by all means, step up.
Hey, I mean, the reason she's back on testing is because art updates require testing now.
Yeah,
and significant art updates. So
yeah, and
if people really thought it was bad, they could deny her.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they could.
And I will track them down and kill them if they do, because she's third best girl of all time.
Well, thank you. Anyway, yeah, please, any feedback or thoughts on the new model or the new dialogue? Because I did add a bunch of lines to a lot of the characters that you guys rate, in fact.
I'm looking forward to the Chiaki art update so I can have that wager that we've been talking about forever finally happen.
Futaba's end of the deal is done.
What wager?
Futaba wears Chiaki's hairpin. Chiaki wears Futaba's headphones, depending on who wins.
Well, that's...
Yeah. That's Futaba.
Yep.
By the way, in the social Discord right now, they're doing some number crunching over dick sizes and also tits.
I'm pretty amazed at the level of amateur statistics that come out for this game. It is legitimately a huge draw.
We all love making graphs.
We do.
And that's why we need player
we should totally post on the subreddit a big graph, and all the bars are of course penises.
Yeah, that would be.
I like. Honestly, I feel like we should have more polls of users just so that we can visualize more data. Just because I like that, it's good, and I like charts.
I heard that SPNati's thinking of doing another one of those feedback polls soon.
Yeah, but that can't really be visualized into a chart unless we have some sort of numerical measure. Feedback polls are very good, and I love reading all the feedback that you people have to say, especially the people who are complete fucking morons and
the complete anonymous random people.
People who want to eat Miggy Chen's hair.
Yeah, or just post on Yang's feedback tits. That was entire
feedback.
It's good feedback.
They're not wrong.
It's more relevant feedback now for sure.
So
I would definitely I'm definitely going to do one sooner rather than later. Well, probably anyway.
Sponsored, wasn't it? Was that?
What is what is
Probably in my own blatant self-interest, it's going to be after Ryuko hits the main game.
That sounds good.
Well, I feel like you should include testing characters in the feedback poll as well, just for
They already have. I just wanted to be in the main game.
Yeah.
As for anything, I mean, I also want to give it a little more time because the last one, if you weren't here for it, was in late July, early August. So I just want to make sure there's at least been 6-7 months since the last one. So there has been significant change.
November. I thought it was geez, I did not think it was that long ago.
No, it was July. It was right after I put Revy back on testing.
Hey guys, mind if we keep moving?
Yeah.
I'm down with that. We've got 2 more characters that got added to testing. These were brand new characters. The first is Francisca von Karma from Ace Attorney.
Is 2019
Never heard of
the year of Ace Attorney? I think Francisca's cool. I enjoyed playing against her. She's not my type, but I enjoyed it. I think she has a lot of she's very quirky.
I haven't really tried her.
You don't like being domed, Namasp?
I do
Mostly,
not.
I have just seen the discourse, which...
In capital letters, Yuri, the discourse.
Oh, yeah, the discourse with a trademark. There's some degree of discourse. And a lot of it feels kind of inconsequential to me, personally, but I guess... Make that what you will. I have no real opinions.
No bias.
Because I've not played Ace Attorney and I've not played her incarnation for this, so I have nothing to say other than stop with the discourse, guys.
You should play it. It's a good game. It's a good game.
I played the first chapter and a half or so when I was like 8 of the first game, but I think that's all my Ace Attorney knowledge.
Well, Dorian, since you've written an Ace Attorney character, why don't you share what you think?
Oh boy, more targeting, hooray. But I played her, and I think she has a really solid base. I think the writing is very Franziska von Karma. A lot of them are just ripped straight from the game, and you can kind of tell that. I think a lot of the discourse trademark did kind of weigh into it, but he undid the pierced nipples, except there's 2 poses that still have them. Maybe that'll be fixed by the time the podcast is up. But I think she just needs more lines, face redone, and some more details added to the coat and the ribbon she has and her vest and all that. And I think we might have a solid character on our hands. Also,
you gotta change that riding crop to a whip.
Yeah, that would be nice. I can understand why he wouldn't do it. I completely understand. But I would
I just gave her a scissor knife.
A crop, but we don't have a whip, so making one is just a disaster and a palaver, and it's effort. And who wants to put effort in?
If I just gave Ryuko the default Kisake.
Give her the default sailor uniform, and also the what's it called? Yeah, the the shibari ropes. And then say, well, it's the best I could do for armor. Wow, what a throwback that was.
Brigitte when?
Fucking hell.
Is that how you say it? I thought it was Bridget.
Yeah. No, it's Brigitte, because she's
Brigitte.
Swedish or something, right?
Swedish? Yeah, she's Swedish.
The fuck are you talking about?
Bootleg Brigitte?
Oh, okay. You're saying Bridget funny.
Yeah, if you don't know, there was a
it's pronounced Brigitte
submitted by literal.
Are you serious?
We had to ban. And his version of armor was shibari ropes.
Is it really pronounced Brigitte?
It's pronounced Brigitte. Even watch the lore videos. God.
Huh, well, I look silly, but then again, pronouncing names is not something I'm known for.
Yeah, I was about to say, you look real stupid. How are you going to live down pronouncing a name wrong?
Not me to the grave. Anyway, Sven, do you want to say anything about, Franziska?
I think I made my main point already. Otherwise, I'm just kind of... I gave some of my feedback. I'm trying to appeal to both sexes, you could say, with a character, if you feel strongly on their sort of their characterization. And I gave that in the Discord, so it's just a matter of them continuing to write her and trying to make that work.
And that is
gotta give
a conversation that we have pretty much constantly with regards to incentivize the player to play with your character regardless. Don't make them feel punished for a certain player gender option, because that's no fun.
HK 416.
Wait, no, I want to talk about Franziska. I haven't gotten to do that yet.
Okay.
Please,
you don't get to talk.
Well, you don't get to talk. Do you think it's your podcast or something? No, Johan, you don't get to talk.
Alright, I'll keep it brief. I played all the Ace Attorney games except for the most recent one. My knowledge of Ace Attorney is pretty decent. I'd say, I think that she's really in character. I think that her posing's pretty good. I'm confused by the lack of shine in her eyes. That kind of bothered me the entire time I was playing her. They look kind of dead. And also, I think that she could use an objection pose, and I'd honestly be willing to help the dude making her out with that, because you gotta.
Yeah, I would say that. I don't know anything about Ace Attorney, but I think you do need to objection, otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah, Also, she needs to target Mia and Eni just more. She just doesn't that much yet. You know, it's kind of necessary at this point.
Yeah, if you are making someone from a series that has entries and they would know each other or have encountered each other, they really do need to interact. Otherwise, it's just not good. Like not to not to beat a thoroughly beaten horse, but like Callie doesn't recognize her own daughter half of the time, and that's not great.
Is that no? I think she does. I think it's Blake that doesn't recognize.
Oh yeah. Sorry,
Callie.
Yeah. Well, I think there are both points where they each don't recognize each other or make reference to the fact that one of them isn't there when one is there.
I still need to write lines to the effect of why am I playing strip poker with a mother and her daughter? But it's just sort of on the back burner as I catch up on other stuff.
I just like SPNati has something for everyone, and I think that's kind of all you gotta say.
I gotta do it with Jotaro and Jolene too.
Oh boy, that's a fun one. Anyway,
the difference is that Jotaro doesn't know.
Yeah, but like they had the same last name, and I guess they kind of look alike.
Wow, we have the same last name, and we both have relatives that we were separated from at a young age. What a coincidence!
You both.
So
They both have strange gift-looking things behind them. They keep popping out.
That are connected by
Runs in the
bloodline.
family.
Who would know?
Now, see, I feel like the big giveaway would be the Joe Star birthmark. That's literally a star that they all have.
So Francisca is I liked her. You know, she's not my type, but I enjoyed the character. I think she's amusing.
Yep. Anyone else, or should we move on to the next character?
Next character.
All right. Next is the first representative of the Girls Frontline series, HK416.
Two German characters back to back.
Yep.
Oh no.
Yeah, people just love Germany this month, I guess.
I mean, the rest of the world's a little bit so.
But Germany are just keeping their head down. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's just like, wow, Germany's looking real stable lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually played HK416 before we got started. I think she's really interesting. I would like to see more dialogue. I think Vision's doing some really cool stuff with some of the new editor features, which is cool. I like her personality as it is. I think she's cute. I just think, I kind of need more of it to really make a more sound judgment.
Okay. Dorian, Yuri?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I have no real strong opinions on her either. I felt like some of the profanity was a little excessive for my assumptions about the character. I mean, I don't know anything about Grilled Fortnite, so I can't really say whether she's accurate. But it felt sort of jarring, but I know that that's been toned down, so I don't really have much else to add, to be honest. I think she's all right.
Yeah, I kind
of pale stoic girls, honestly, my thing. So
I don't know. I just played her, and I thought that swearing was kind of excessive, but and also, was there supposed to be like a personality switch? Did I miss that? Did they say something about a personality switch?
Was there supposed to be a personality switch? Because I'm with you. I was like, she's kind of.
I swore it was like.
I didn't think there was
written in like her channel that there was supposed to be like a personality switch or something, but I don't think I saw that, or maybe I'm just dumb, which is also unlikely.
Maybe it was just so gradual. You didn't even notice. Like when you put a frog in boiling water, or when you boil a frog alive, or whatever. The point is, don't torture animals and play SPNati.
Span, you got anything to say?
No, well, like I said, I'm guilty this time of not getting around to playing the character as much. So I have not given her a try myself. Although swearing, as you might have noticed, I'm a fan of with Revi and Ryuko. And hey, Stoic Girls, I'm always up for that. So I'm definitely gonna give her a shot soon. Sounds like my kind of girl.
I've played a bit of.
I think that's something we could always use more of. Is people not reacting to things.
I think we've got plenty of that already.
I've played a bit of Girls Frontline, IDW Best Girl, but the characters don't have a lot of personality to go off of. You do have to kind of think about like you're gonna write them a lot more because they don't have as much source, but they do have a personality in game. I think this has done a pretty great job so far. I do know that one of the lines she has in game is "You don't need anybody but me," and so I'm kind of disappointed that we didn't get to see like a yandere-esque side to it because
That
Yeah.
was okay, I take it
Yeah.
all back. Character is
I was
shit.
like,
Go right back to the drawing board and add that.
I was surprised that she wasn't a little bit more. Yeah, like I was kind of like she has some lines that hinted there's like a little bit more like yandere sort of stuff, and the fact that it's like, oh well, she's not tagged as yandere and she doesn't really go there. I don't know. Like I think that'd be kind of cool to see. It would be great to have a yandere on the table. It wasn't.
We always need more. We always need
Do we
more.
have any actual yanderes right now?
Monica, kinda.
Really?
Well,
Monica sort of, but she doesn't really fit like the mold because she's eloquent and not.
I like that though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think I have a lot of wasted lines that would be great if we could get a yandere character on the table. Please, guys.
Kira? Question mark?
Sorry?
Kira? Question mark?
No, Kira's not a
really
cute
the
girl.
traditional type, though. I mean, yeah, like we.
It's look, yeah,
Perhaps
exactly.
people-
The whole dare thing, like they have to be a cute girl that you would actually
yeah, we
want
don't
to
have,
kill
like,
you.
Right.
Sort of
Do you want Kira to kill you?
quintessential.
No.
Yeah,
No.
it's like,
Sheer
well,
heart attack
I
has no
mean-
weaknesses, therefore not my type.
Speaking of which, you do need Yunoka at some point because.
Yeah. Mass likes his men with weaknesses.
It's true.
So yeah, I think HK416 is good. I really hope that we get to see the battle or some kind of interaction between just Monica and I'm the only one you need.
Oof, yeah.
I want to see how she and Monica interact more.
I also think that like HK416, like I know it's the name of a gun model, but I always read it and I'm like, oh, HK47, HK47, and I'm like, no, it's not right. Anyway.
With that, that's all of the new characters that have been added to the testing under sponsored. Before we get into questions and answers, let's go over what we've been working on so far. And Matt, why don't you start us off?
Alright, I'm obviously working on Akko, or Coco. Man, I have a lot of Ko's. Like, Futaba and Coco, I'd say Coco is very close to being done. Kog and I are finishing up her last kind of batch of lines before we introduce her for sponsorship. It's been a pleasure working with him. I'm really happy that Coco has turned out as well as she has. It's nice that she interacts with a lot of different franchises in a lot of different ways, and is a type of character that Kog and I normally get to write, and that she's a little bit like, she's very acerbic and kind of domineering compared to some of the characters we work with, so it was a fun experience for both of us. Futaba's update, it's new art, a lot of the same Futaba, just better, and look forward to seeing her pass sponsorship pretty quickly, and pretty soon, once I've finished up her epilogues, I'm going to update the male epilogue using the new model and the new epilogue engine, and I'm also going to add a female epilogue. So for those of you who are a fan of Futaba and like to play as a female character, there should be something nice waiting for you.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
glad that SPNati's finally going to get a Ruby character.
Who?
Coco.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I'm glad we're finally going to get a Ruby character on the roster.
Yeah, there's just a very substantial lack of that franchise. Very underrepresented. Same with Fire Emblem. I should make like a Fire Emblem character.
You should. Yes, you should. You
I-
absolutely
I-
should. I
There's
will
like
help you
hundreds
do
of
that.
Fire Emblem
Jesus
waifus,
Christ,
and yet
Paul.
not one of them has actually made it on the main roster. Can you believe it?
Wow, so
Not even Rinka, the best girl.
the other
It's
stuff
true.
I'm working on
Rather
is
sad.
I'm working on a new model for Marinette and a very substantial update for her that should be done right after, I'd say, Futaba is done. I'll start working on that, and along with Marinette's big update, I'm going to do a lot of kind of small bug fixes to my 9 characters and have them interact with each other a lot more. So a lot of my characters don't even target each other, just because I was like, they're not really that close. But I think giving myself an overinflated sense of importance would be good. So I'm going to have a bunch of targeting lines going back and forth between my various characters very soon.
Alrighty. Dorian, how about you? Now that you finished Eni.
Now that I've finished Eni, I think I'm gonna start moving on to character number 3, and that's going to be Serin from the last story. That game was one of the Operation Rainfall games that came with Xenoblade Chronicles Pandora's Tower. Yeah. So she's this drunk tomboy girl who's a mercenary, and she doesn't take anyone's shit, but she also like cares for her friends, and that's who I'm gonna be making.
Go
You're
on.
making Johan bait. You're making Johan bait is what you're doing.
Go on.
Love
She
me a
also-
good obscure
You read-
RPG. I actually did go out and buy the last story. I haven't started it yet, though.
You should play it. It's a good game. You should play it. It's a good game. Do it.
I mean, if it was part of Operation Rainfall, if it can almost hold a candle to Xenoblade, it'll probably be a real good game.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You get a lot of interaction between characters. Voice acting's really good. She's British because they're all British in those games, honestly.
All right. Anything else?
Not really for me. There was a point at which I was possibly planning on working on Yuri's thing for just incoming players to read like a guide, but I think I'm just too underqualified to actually do and be able to express that to people. I'd really like to, but I'm just not the person to do it.
All right. So Yuri, well, I kind of know what you're doing, but why don't you go ahead?
Well, I've pretty much not had anything like super substantial going on recently in terms of game work, because sort of over the holidays, when I was taking a bit of a break, because I'm normally working so hard on this stuff, just churning out content all the time.
It's amazing.
So there were a bunch of.
How could we ever keep up with you, Yuri? Teach us some of your secrets.
Put all your stats into speed.
But there was like a bunch of updates to the character editor. There's like better conditional stuff, and better. We can now target a lot more things. You can target player names. You can target backgrounds, and there's a whole new epilogue engine. So I've basically just been sort of learning all the new stuff. So I've been doing a bit of an effort to fix Q's dialogue into a more concise way, if that makes sense, because there's a lot of stuff where like she'll say a line for any sort of hand quality, so then it's written out for like every hand quality, but now that can all be concatenated into just one case. Stuff like that, as well as expanding her dialogue and adding targeting for newer characters and for names and backgrounds and things like that. And I've also been doing a bit of work for Hanako, adding targeting. I'll be adding more targeting in an epilogue for her and stuff like that. And I also went from Kizuke 68 to 85.1. So I've been getting all the new features for that and making Tim Burton characters for some fucking reason. And I've also been doing a bit of writing for Sawyer from Black Lagoon, just for a break from other
Nice.
stuff.
So now you're no longer gonna be alone on that. How's it gonna be to have a franchise mate?
And also
I've already handled the franchise, except I did it entirely myself.
And also the character creation life that Dorian was talking about, so that people can maybe know.
How's Akko coming?
Listen, I've got her open. I've got the tab open right in front of me right now. Okay. Yeah. I've
Are you gonna
got the
publish
character
it? You gonna drop it right
open.
now?
No. One month is enough, right? I'm not doing 2 months in a row surprise podcast releases. That's insane, Spinanon.
Man, this July is getting so cold, Yuri.
I was planning on releasing her
You're in the
at
Southern
this
Hemisphere
If
time.
you
And
can get,
also,
if you can get her out before the 29th, that would be a good birthday present. Just hit.
all the changes to the editor have just been keeping me busy. Getting how that. I still have no idea how the new epilogue builder works. I've not really explored that, but I will someday. Someday.
All right.
I'm weeping internally. Anyway.
So Stan, what have you been up to?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say I'd love to see Sawyer as sort of the second Black Lagoon rep, just because it's someone who's like sort of friendly with Revy. I think Black's thinking of doing Roberta, who's sort of Revy's big rival, but that means that she has to be even more bitchy and violent.
But that's
Whereas-
not.
You have it in you to write that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, with Sawyer, you'd see Revy be a little more casual. So you'd see, like, a different side of her, where she's just like, oh, hey, Sawyer, what's up? Killing dudes.
Like, didn't they try to murder each other multiple times?
Like, there are times that they fight, but, you know, it's just a job to them. So I think it sort of illustrates how casual the whole murderous aspect of Roanapur is. So that's something I like. Other than that, I've just been working on Ryuka pretty much. I haven't done too much writing for her in these last 2 weeks, unfortunately, just because I've been pretty busy. But I have been working on an epilogue, so it's already full written, and I'm just posing it out and figuring out how to make it with all the new features that the character editor has. So I've just been putting that together, and I'll probably be using it to put together some other epilogues for my other girls too, like female epilogues for the Vanguard girls and stuff like that. So I'll definitely get back to writing Ryuko soon, but I'm just focusing on that. Just the epilogue.
That reminds me, speaking of the new epilogue feature, I've been trying to learn that, and I finished doing a thing where we're going to have a Chiaki Mahiru blog. I finished all the art, I sent it to Cog, he's going to do the writing. And so that should be happening soon.
Nice.
And then after that, I'm going to probably write some more stuff for Kamina. Yuri updated Hanako's generics, so balls in my court. I'm probably gonna wait. No, she updated her targeted ones. Balls in my court. I'm going to go back and add some more generics soon. While I'm waiting on Chiaki's art to have somebody help out with that and add some skindentation. And hopefully she'll have her art update sooner rather than later. And that's all from me. We can move on to the questions and answers now. If you guys are ready.
All right, cool stuff.
Woo.
Alright.
Ready for those updates.
Maybe this podcast won't be 3 hours long like the last two.
Thankfully.
Yeah, it's only 15 minutes
Are
to
you
get
saying
us
you
here.
don't like talking to me for 3 hours?
I do, Span, but I don't like having the thought of having to edit this and it goes wrong, and then there's 3 hours worth of things that I have to unfuck.
You don't edit it.
I'm going to from now on. I'm gonna.
Zuja was like 15 seconds ahead of us by the end of the last podcast.
Yeah, Zuja is just like an atemporal entity, though. You can't really judge. You don't want to edit it. You can't edit around.
She's using her stand.
Yeah. And
Look,
Zuja's stand
I
would just
will-
terrify me. Anything in Zuja's hands terrifies me. In a good way.
I will make sure that this isn't fucked. It doesn't matter how fucked the audio is. I will find a way to unfuck it if I have to. I'm not letting it happen again. But that said, if it does get fucked, I would not like to unfuck 3 hours worth of audio as opposed to 2, if I could. And with that said, en masse,
Are you
you've
sure?
got.
Because you're kind of like cutting in and out right now, and I probably am too.
That's just.
It's. I think Craig will catch it because I think everyone's cutting
Yeah.
out for different people, so it's just a compositing issue.
And if not, I'll just voice in what I think you said manually with my own voice. I'll dub you guys.
Just like
anyway,
little mouths moving like sock puppets on our avatars.
yeah, sure.
With subtitles.
Right. So, questions and answers. En masse, you've got 2 questions that are specifically for you.
Boy.
The first is, when can you be our mod again?
Never. It was really, really awesome, but very time consuming. I think the mod team you guys have now is, the all-star cast. I really think they're doing a great job and will continue to do a great job. I think everyone on that team is really pulling their weight. And it's really, I can't speak highly enough about all of them, so I will save you all the time of me doing that. Special
Right.
shout-outs, though, to Cog and Vision, though, because they're both mods that I brought on the team. That was the best decision. The best thing I could have done as a mod is to leave it in good hands, and bringing on Cog and Vision for all the work they do, both, behind the scenes.
The hell was that?
What?
There's some sort of awful sound I just heard. Like a
Oh.
screech.
Oh, that's me.
Maybe
Don't worry,
me. Okay, I'm chewing on.
don't worry about that.
Did you just like turn into a xenomorph?
No, it's just
I
don't
don't
wanna-
hear anything.
don't worry about it. But yeah, bringing Cog and Vision onto the team is probably my best contribution to SPNati. They're both really, really awesome dudes. Pat and Ardros are great. It was just really great to kind of leave a legacy of Cog and Vision because they do way, way more than I ever could.
Shoutouts to Viz especially, because he's made our game run so much more smoothly.
All right, and question number 2.
En masse, now that you're no longer a mod, I always wanted to do or say, but couldn't because of your overlord status.
It's time to ruin my credibility and unleash a torrent of slurs. No, I'm
No!
not.
No,
Yes.
I can't.
Do it.
No.
Air out your dirty laundry.
I think, I don't know, I don't think anything's really changed, except I don't have any authority anymore. I think that's how these things should go. If you have to change part of how you're doing things to moderate, I don't necessarily think moderation's a good role for someone. I think, the big thing is, I feel like I'm less inclined to be polite, and it's just easier to be like, okay, you guys are being absolute assholes to each other, and you need to stop it. Or no, your opinion is wrong, I'm doing it this way, shut your mouth. I think it's a lot easier to do that once you don't have to be respected, which is kind of liberating.
So does that mean we're finally getting Cammy?
No, Cammy is dead.
Oh. F.
Really sad.
Big sad.
There's one scrapped character that I want. It's Cammy.
Well, there's lots of time in the year.
She was supposed to be the intellectuals ready.
We would actually get.
There's lots of time in the year.
Cammy was supposed to probe you psychologically, and Revi was
Oh, yeah,
supposed to
no,
call
I
you a
think,
piece of shit.
I mean, like, that's definitely, like, I could still do Cammy. Like, I would just like to see another witch in the game first. Then maybe we can talk.
You're getting your goddamn witch. Just hold your horses.
You're right, I've been holding them for a while. My biceps are enormous at this point. Anyway, no, but I think I'd revisit Cammy in a little while. I think definitely.
SPNati, everybody's biceps are enormous for one reason.
Yeah, I think with so to talk a little bit more about Cammy, I think I could just cancel that project. I was like, it's really hard for me to be this mean in this way. But now that I'm not a mod,
Do you want to maybe explain to the people listening who Cammy is? Because
oh yeah, sure, go ahead.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
You're gonna do a better job than I will.
oh, okay. Well, she's the antagonist of this series called Harrow County Witches, and she's a real meanie.
Yep, that's basically it. So she's like the type of person that like will judge you as a player for the table you build, just being like, "Oh, I see you really like this group. What does that say about you as a person?" And just kind of like extrapolate to the worst common denominator. So she's like, it's really hard to be that mean on that level for that long. But who knows? Maybe I'll just get really salty and write Cammy someday.
Do it.
Do it.
You're telling me you're not salty right now?
I am sanguine as hell. I am never salty.
All right. And then this is a question for SPNati, and it's one second. Lots of people seem interested in talking for the podcast, but not. Would you be interested in holding it at a different time, like earlier in the day? I don't know.
I don't make.
I kind of work on Fridays, despite my throat tests. I could probably do Saturdays if Span would be okay with that.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you've wanted to be on the podcast, you've just not been able to get around because we record too late. Literally, just talk to me, and I'm sure we can work something out.
Like a Google Calendar or something. Or a sync sheet. You know what I mean.
Alright, and with that, we've got the other question from everybody. Question. Yeah, we've got questions for everybody, since the others were just...
You said from everybody. You said we had a question from everybody. Like, everybody collectively requested for us.
No, that was last podcast, and it was just the letter E.
Did anyone submit E for a question?
We got it 3 times, and I gotta say, it's obnoxious because when multiple people submit the same thing to Google Forms, it kind of fucks it up and turns it into like a graph instead of just a list of questions.
You can turn that option off. I'll show you how to do it after the podcast.
Rad. Okay.
A question for everybody before we start, and that's okay, so imagine hypothetically that there's these 2 guys on the moon, right?
Okay.
And
There's 2 guys fucking
a rock. One kills another rock. Would that be fucked up or what?
That's pretty fucked up.
Philosophers often debate on whether or not murder is a fucked up thing. I think murder is fine. So to me, it's just
Well, of course, the ANCAP would say that.
Yeah, murder is just part of market exchange. It's if you don't want to be murdered.
Jesus fucking Christ.
If you don't want to be murdered, build your wall higher. Pick your.
You gotta have a better product.
Trying to live in a society here.
You have to pick
You need your local militia.
You just have to.
Or be murdered.
You guys just got you gotta lift yourself up by your bootstraps so high no one can find you with their nuclear sniper rifles. That's as capitalism intended. Anyway. This and other.
I don't remember.
You would rather do this than pay taxes.
Political hot takes. Next question: is Waluigi libertarian? Discuss.
No, it's not the next question. The next question is, who are the best girl and guy, and why haven't they made it into SPNati yet? Or who haven't made it into SPNati yet?
Well, best girl was Maya, and she's in SPNati, so I don't see what.
Well, who's best girl that hasn't made it yet?
Ultimate Zelda. Definitely.
And best guy?
Akira Fudo from Devilman Crybaby. I think if I was considering having that be my first male character. He's just perfect for a game like this. And I think as far as Kisake has come and the character editor, you can do a lot of cool things with them. So maybe someday, unlikely, but I think he'd be a really, really positive add for the game as a whole.
All right. What about you, Dorian?
Let's see. I recently, due to Kamina being added, recently watched Gurren Lagann, and I do have to say that
Hey.
Best Girl Nia has to be added in Adult Nia. She was Best Girl, or Emma Sky, also Best Girl from the Spirit of Justice, the best version of Emma Sky. And for Best Boy, I think I'm going to talk about that one later for another one of these questions.
I think if we got another Gurren Lagann character, I'd be okay if it was Nia, because Kamina has no idea who that is. So I wouldn't have to target her. I'd be able to take my time.
Yeah,
Right.
she's like, hey, you're that sexy that they knocked over. Crazy.
And Kamina would just be like, oh, you know about me? Of course. Alrighty. Yuri, what about you? Who do you think is the best girl and best boy who haven't made him the SPNati yet?
I mean, there are a lot of best girls who haven't made it to SPNati yet because I'm lazy as hell. But I'd say best girl that I'm not working on that comes to mind. I like Panty Stalking a whole lot. It's a good series, and I'd recommend it. Stalking. I don't know if I could write her very well, and I don't really intend to work on her, but I would like to. That would be good. And people keep saying they will, but no one has ever actually made her. So I'm holding out hope.
And best boy?
Best boy. There are a number of best boys that I obviously wouldn't really work on. The one that comes to mind at the moment, Alan from The Grey Man, the anime, could be fun.
Oh.
Just because I like, mostly just because he'd be like visually striking.
Yeah, for real. That's an interesting concept.
Like a big fuck off hand. And just being like a chill dude. I liked the series a lot when I was younger, and I think that it'd just be a good contribution to the game. That's really all I have to say.
Alright. Span, well, you go on.
I already threw out Fubuki as
Yeah.
best waifu that's not already in the game.
Oh yeah, and we should have Saitama.
Yeah.
If you'd like to make
There's a
Saitama,
model.
go for it.
There's a model
Free
right
play.
there. I have poses. If you want to
Just
write,
to see him completely not react to anything at all.
I'm just a guy who likes to play strip poker for fun. Anyway.
Alright.
Just nothing phases him at all.
As for me, I think the best girl who hasn't made it in yet is Yuri from Doki Doki Literature Club, but
fuck
luckily,
you, it's happening.
that's gonna happen eventually. As for best boy, it's like Shun Kurosaki, my favorite male character of all time. And I feel like he'd be a horrible fit for SPNati, though. Because he's kind of like only got two emotions, which are rage and where's my sister. And he also tries to kill people while playing card games.
Yeah, but that just adds to the fun.
Negotiable.
Yeah, but
Also,
like I made a model just because I really like him. He's cool and stuff, and like if anybody wants to write him, my model is there. It's all yours. And I'll fucking love that character forever because he's awesome. But I personally would never write him because he just has like a bad fit.
also, while we're on the subject of One Punch Man about 2 minutes ago, like a Ninja Twink seems like
Speed of Sound Sonic.
Yeah, he'd be like a decent choice, right? He has appeal.
Yeah, I can see that.
Speed of sound.
He's not really a best boy because he's
ring around the tronic.
He's a bit of a shithead. He's not really a best boy, but you know, that's my third 2 cents on that.
Larry Tree, Lonic.
Alright, next question is, how do you organically have your character introduce themselves and explain their source material?
I don't.
Damn it, that's going to be my answer too.
What are you, some kind of bad writer?
When I'm writing sort of well-known characters, I tend to sort of run with the assumption that the player will already know who they are. And I suppose...
Well, you know, when you make a girl from Vandred, you don't have that luxury.
Yeah. And I suppose I also sort of run with the assumption that I will just sort of write them well enough that people will get the jests, and that I won't have to get super into explaining things. But I feel like that this does sort of remind me that I need to actually explain things sometimes.
I think with me, I just like to do... I don't know, I like to put a little thought into it, like, why is this character here? And I think coming up with a simple answer is a great litmus test for, like, should I be writing this character at all? I think, like, this isn't to disparage anyone, but it's like, I think you have to justify for some of these characters for why they're here, and I think it was actually Andres who sort of set this up with Nagisa. Like, Nagisa's here to, you know, sensibly help out her drama club, and I think for me that was, like, an aha moment, because it's like, every character I've written after that is like, well, why are they here? And just doing a start line that's something to that effect, like, okay, you know, there's people here who are stressed out. That's Meredith's motivation, more or less. Futama's here because Futama wants to have a good time, and so on and so forth down, you know, my storied many characters. But I think just have a game start line with the premise, and then like a hand zero line that's like, this is who I am as a person, this is what I'm doing. And I don't think, like, you just find the balance between making it too elaborate and too simple, right?
Yeah.
And I think everything else should come out organically in the dialogue. Like, for what it's worth, I think Sayaka had a really interesting concept for this, and I think it was just kind of hard to continue on with it, but I think that's a good starting place for, like, okay, why are they here? If your character isn't someone who would be comfortable getting naked in front of other people, it's really important to have a good premise for why they don't leave, I think.
Hey, Dorian?
Yeah, Navi just kind of introduces herself and says, the great Akutri sent me, and you're just supposed to be like, yeah, sure, that
Yeah, that makes sense. That's fine. Yeah, like...
I'll listen to the trees. That makes sense.
A tree told me to be here. Sure.
Yeah, makes sense. Sure.
Amy's motivation, I'm kind of like reversing it in, but basically, Amy's life is terrible because of several reasons, and so she just wants to win at something, anything.
That's so sad.
Oh god, that's so relatable.
Oh god, that's amazing. I love it.
So yeah, that's why she doesn't leave, and why she keeps up the ditzy act, because she's thinking, okay, these people don't know that I'm actually smart, so maybe I can trick them into thinking I'm dumb, just beat them all, so that I can just win this and get out of here.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
Alright,
when she's in the dumb persona, though, doesn't her difficulty level decrease to, like, bad or average or something? Like,
I mean, it's
does it not?
the first 3 stages, but that's mostly so that it's, you know, not 6 stages of good.
Yeah, I mean, it's something like that, yeah. I know, it seems like maybe she'd, when she's, like, more in control and faking her persona, that her difficulty would be good, and then once it drops, she'd be trying less hard or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just trying to that the personalities stay balanced, because originally she was all bad up front, and you would just blaze through that and wouldn't see any of it. So maybe I can play around with her.
Like, never when I still kind of want to rebalance Q some more, because she doesn't lose super quick, but she is still out first in pretty much every game that I have with her in it. So I do kind of want to fix that a little bit.
All right, Span. What about you?
I pretty much agree with what Namas was talking about. With if you give your character sort of a little narrative that they can sort of base all their reactions off of, that'll definitely go a long way in not only like helping you get a grasp on their personality, and just sort of like something for them to talk about other than exactly what's happening that everyone can see to avoid their dialogue being painfully generic. But yeah, I just think, having something that they can just like think in terms of, like, May and Jura obviously not from Earth, so anything that happens, they can just think about how that relates to like what their perception of Earth people is, and you can take that a long way. And obviously, in their reactions to things, you learn more about what their perspective is. So it all kind of feeds on that. So you want that good starting point.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I'm very guilty of not exactly having my characters introduce themselves, because it's like, I have a dumb thing where I assume that everybody knows everything I do. So it's like, oh, you should know this character. No, not everyone does. And so I've started to try to get into that, having characters explain why they're there. I.e., Hanako and Saki are kind of there for similar reasons. They're trying to get over their shyness, meet people. I'm probably going to do more of it working forward, since I've been bad at it in the past. And that's all I've got to say about that.
Mm-hmm. But I think, yeah, I would agree that having a good sort of opening reason to be there can be really helpful. Like, actually kind of totally helped with the sort of direction I'm taking Sawyer in at the moment, where she sort of is initially sort of hesitant because the sort of implication is that she's actually just like a janitor in the building.
Oh my god!
Deeply surprised that you asked her to participate, and having that sort of lack of confidence as the sort of impetus for the character.
God, that's so adorable.
Her confidence is wavering. It wavers a lot when she sort of, I guess, at the end of like her arc, learns her place, which is really sad, to like not do a murder because she's not, inverted commas, good at it when people are fighting back. She just decides to.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like in canon, she just decides to like stick to disposing of people who are captured. So having that sort of like I think it is a very interesting sort of juxtaposition of this chainsaw murderer getting over her self-confidence issues as the arc.
I love this, and I can't wait to play this. Anyway.
Yeah, well, it'll be 6 years.
Yeah, don't worry. July can go on a long time, so January should be. We can let January go on. It's okay. Time is illusion.
Alright, next question is, Biz is currently working on overhauling how poses work. Do you have any plans to retrofit or do new and exciting things with the upcoming posing tools?
What are the upcoming?
Maybe you should explain what the overhaul is.
It allows you to add images on already existing poses, if I understood it correctly, right?
Basically what it lets you do, it lets you call PNGs and lets them overlay organically rather than you needing to make a GIF. So if you want to play like multiple things, you can actually like layer them within like the engine itself. You don't have to make a GIF to get things to play in sequence.
Okay, well, are any of you guys going to go back and retrofit anything to that?
I'll probably fix up
Go
Q's
ahead.
GIFs. I'll probably fix up Q's GIFs because they're a little bit sort of shoddy just because it's a lossy picture format. So having clearer versions of those will be nice. And also, it'll probably affect Popco and PPME in some way or another. But I'm not entirely sure how that's going to go yet. Because there is a bit of a thing with
just making GIFs like less choppy, less blurry.
Yeah, there's like a thing for making like for calling multiple images at once for like dual characters and stuff.
Yeah,
and I feel like it might actually have it might end up making them take up more space, but I don't know exactly. It depends on how I go about doing things. So that's something to look forward to.
Yep.
As far as I know, I'm probably just gonna go back and retrofit and maybe fix the Killer Queen.
That'd be cool.
I'm already too much of a brainlet to understand a lot of the changes that have been going on recently.
For me, I think I'm just going to be redoing Amy's breakdown and possibly adding like, Amy's hat spin, just emote to her smug, so that she actually spins her hat. I think that'd be cool, and then it will pick up as much. So maybe I'll do that.
That could be cool.
Yeah, I have no intention of really making use of it. I can't think of any. Like, I know Napsu probably has some things you could do with Kazuna to make her a little bit leaner, but I have nothing that I would need to use it for. Okay.
Alright, I guess that's that then.
I think it's the kind of thing where you need to see it in action in order to appreciate it. So, just kind of waiting for it to be finished.
Yeah. I feel like it won't have like a super perceptible difference on the sort of front end for users besides increased quality of GIFs. But I think back end, with regards to storage space for characters, it'll be hopefully a bit of a blessing, and we'll be able to fit more people in.
Alright. You can have a night of pleasure with any SPNati character. The catch is you're in the body of a different SPNati character. Who are you and who are they?
What a strange question.
I think it's a cool question. I really liked this one.
Well, then why don't you start us?
I would be Jury, Han, and I think Kazuna or Diva would be a good choice for the second.
Alright.
Yeah.
How come?
Oh, just because, like, I think, like, I don't know, I think it would be cool to, like, try something different, and Jury is, like, really strong and flexible, so I feel like that lends itself well to sort of enjoying yourself how you need to and getting the best of it. And then with, I think, like, Kazuna being digital, if it was actually something that, like, you could interact with, I think that would be a relatively unique phenomenon, so I think, like, if you're going to go into this question, you have to interface with it in the terms, like, what is the most interesting way to experience it, and I think combining those two things together would be very fascinating and very different from what I would get out of compared to my normal day-to-day stuff.
Okay, what about you, Dorian?
So I would be Kamina, so that I could like get the increased endurance and just get to become. I think that'd be cool in and of itself. But for the other person, I'd actually pick Q. Not really for like to have the romantic night with her herself, but also just because part of her thing is just being the fairy who helps you and get like dates, and I think that even if we didn't have a thing, then she could just help me go out and get with whatever girl that I actually want to as well, and I think that'd be kind of a cool way to twist this question.
Whilst Kamina, like, this is all just about increasing your self-confidence. That's really saddening. It's not saddening. That was
I gotta believe in the me that's I'm in me because I'm in Kamina. Believes in me that I believe in Kamina.
Believe in the Kamina that is you.
Jeez.
Exactly.
What about you, Yuri?
Well, this is a question that I've thought about extensively, and my answer is pass.
Alright.
There's a lot of options, and I'm not good at picking favorites. Probably Jura, though.
Okay, Span, what about you?
Well, who are you going to inhabit the body of?
Anyone, fucking anyone.
Anyone?
I'm a disaster, and my body will give up by the age of 25. Anything is better.
Yuri is El Shaggy Blanca, I guess.
Fuck off.
You said anyone!
El Shaggy Blanco isn't an official canon character. So,
Do you want to kill her with this 19-inch cock?
19.69 inches.
Technically speaking.
According to the maths, the numbers that our top scientists ran.
The numbers don't lie.
Yeah. It's 19.69. Say it with me, kids.
Nice.
Nobody said it with me.
Nice.
You all said it in succession. That was really shit. It was out of sync. You're all terrible. You're fine.
Well, Well, you are kind of quiet. First of all, I'm experiencing a little audio cutout.
Don't worry, I'll just turn her out.
You better.
Oh yeah, because you did a great job of editing the audio the previous times.
Well, this time I'll actually do it.
Yeah, just get me to edit the video at least. I did it all
Okay, done.
dynamically. I turned Stan on into a graph.
All right. I think it's time I address this question.
Yes.
Well, Johan, you've been on a lot of podcasts with me, so why don't you go ahead and guess?
You'd be Say, and you'd spend it with Maya.
Do we have any other guesses?
No. There's
It's
no
Maya, and you get to spend it with Maya.
Well, obviously, Maya is the partner, but I do enjoy having a penis, so I'd probably pick a male character. So for once, I'm glad there's male characters in the game.
Are you gonna pick Pet? Would you pick Metaton? Would you be Metaton?
No, not Metaton. I don't think she could handle that.
Dander?
No, I'd probably just go with like one of the buffer bigger guys, so like Jin or like Kamina or Joro. If you notice, she kind of like responds to them a little bit better than the other men.
That you don't want to be a twink? Is that what you're saying? That you don't want to be a twink?
No, I don't.
This is twink discrimination.
I feel like
I know it's incredibly weird for a man to want to be tall and buff. Have a big dick.
So, but Benetton or Shaggy Blanco isn't acceptable? In fact, the fact you didn't pick the Kool-Aid Man is probably indicative of your shortcomings as a person. It's covered.
I don't think Metaton's penis should be Maya's first introduction to penises.
Kool-Aid Man. Kool-Aid Man. Kool-Aid Man.
He doesn't even have a penis.
Yeah, exactly.
Why is Kool-Aid Man listed as male? He has a camel toe.
Man. Kool-Aid Man.
Kool-Aid Man. He's made of glass.
Whatever.
Anyway, I feel like my answer is extremely obvious.
Shattered off. His glass penis shattered off, Spinat, and you made fun of his disability like that. How could you?
I'm sorry for making fun of Kool-Aid Man.
Yeah.
I'd be
Very
Kamina.
serious contribution.
I'd be Kamina since he's the coolest. And I'd spend the night with Renka, because she's the best girl.
You know, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense.
That said, I do feel like being Jin would be pretty fun just because he can see the future. And that is a god-tier power that I would like to possess. But Kamina's just too also.
You gotta
I never-
so that you can shoot yourself.
Can he change the future? Or
Kamina?
is he just going to know what happens?
Oh, Jin? I don't know. I assume that if you can see the future, sure you can know how to change it.
We need Zuja on this podcast.
I think we've got enough people
Even
as
if she'll
is.
be 15 seconds ahead of the rest of us. I need to know.
All right. Next question is who is?
Wait, I decided.
Huh?
I'd be Ayla for reasons.
Big girl.
Oof.
All right.
Can't hear anything.
She said she'd be Ayala, if I heard correctly.
Or
Ooh,
Kinda cool.
absolute
Kind
unit.
of cool.
yeah,
Absolute unit.
How tall is Ayla? Let me just check this.
Who's like canon the tallest character in SPNati?
Samus.
Ayla.
Oh yeah, I thought Rosalina was taller than Samus and canon. Ayla is 6'2". How tall is Samus? Isn't she like somewhere?
Samus is like
Rosalina's like
6'7".
7. Rosalina's
classic
like
Samus
7.
is supposed to be like 6'3".
Rosalina's like 7 feet something.
Rosalina is like
Absolute unit.
slightly taller than Mario, and then she grows to like the size of a building, and then she's like 7 feet.
All right. Next question is who is Pivotal Cog's second best character? Huh?
Rosalina's 7'7".
Damn.
Whoa.
Absolute unit. In all.
Well,
Also, I have a separate question. That's a genuine question. The community choice table hasn't been updated in like months.
So basically, when we started debating, because we would put out the polls and no one really responded. So I don't know what to tell you, people. If you want that service, you got to respond to the threads.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
Okay, the question is who is Pivotal Cog's second best character?
Palutena.
I love this question. I think Pit is his best character, but I think Mihiru is definitely very, very good. Like, Cog's characters are all so good that it's really hard to...
I forgot them. I forgot
What?
he did my hero. I forgot he did my hero.
Yeah.
He did so much for this community, and we. don't
Yeah, like,
appreciate it enough.
his characters are all, like, really, really good. Like, so the idea of, like, what's his second best character is, like, well, you know, the first best character is like, well, okay, what do you like more? Do you like Camera Girl? Do you like Mia? Do you like Palutena? Do you like Pit? You know, and so on. But do you, like, what's his second best character is, like, a really good question, because it's like, that's what it says about you as a person, I think. And I think Mihiru is easily his second best, because she's really great, but, you know, she's not Pit.
I'm gonna have to agree. My hero's the second best, because honestly, we all know Pit's the best, and anyone who can write a character who hates or actively dislikes men but makes me want to play her, that's good right there.
That's good.
Right? Stan, what about you? Oh no, I can't hear anything.
I think he died. But yeah, I'm changing my answer. I think second place is my hero. She just has that wow factor.
Oh, fucking course, yeah.
She just really makes you say, "Wow, my hero."
All right.
Span?
Where are you?
I'm
telling me
tempted to say I'm tempted to say my hero just because of all those selfies that she has. You know, really help bring some interactivity. Maya recently got one with her, so shameless plug. I don't know. I kind of hesitate to say that though because my hero was a collab with Johan. Definitely throw Palutena out there. No, I just mean like it's Pivotal Cog's character, so I'm like, well, there are characters that he did all the work for, like Palutena or Mia, and I definitely like either of those two.
Like, I don't think, like, Cog is exact, like,
I definitely like those. women, but I wouldn't call them better than Pip.
Yeah, like I think
He had an uphill battle to claim, and he claimed it. But he still doesn't target Hanako, called you hack.
I targeted the shit out of Hanako Futaba. Where's my response lines?
That's up to Yuri.
Yeah, I started writing some earlier today for the merge that I did, but then they were all really shit. So I got rid of them all.
Yeah,
She's hard to write because I find it hard to write actual human beings that function like a normal person.
normal humans, yeah.
Hanako doesn't function like a normal human being. She barely functions at all.
I guess like the summary thing is just like Cog is like exempt from writing bad characters. Like I've never seen Cog make anything, either model work or artwork or writing his characters. I've never seen a bad line from him. Like I can say that.
He takes this as a challenge and makes something really fucking cursed.
I mean, even if Cog made something cursed, it would be like uber cursed. Like I think Cog putting his mind evil like that is unfathomable, but I would love to see it. Man, oh shit, I should collab with Cog on Cammy and just...
You should, yeah, you should do that. You should make Cammy.
You know, maybe. Anything else on the question?
Yeah, I would also say that Mahir is his second best character.
Of course you would.
Well, like, I had a ton of fun working on her, and I'm also making the selfies, but like, it really, he's the one who made that character come to life with all the amazing sense of targeting. Just, I feel like without him, that project would have been dead on arrival. And while that project meant a lot to me because Todd's an extremely talented dude, and I love working with him. I love his characters. She could just hit is like my favorite character still. So I don't know if she'll ever be able to beat that. All right. Anyone else got anything to say here? No. Okay. Next question is, what is your weirdest...
Could you repeat that?
What is your weirdest kink? That's the question.
Pretty sure this is a family show. I don't want to get demonetized by YouTube.
Kink is just what people call fetishes when they've lost all shame.
I don't really have any, so you would have to ask someone else.
Right. There's a distinction. A kink is just something you're into. Fetish is something you cannot do without. There's a difference.
Sex in the missionary position. Kissing. Cream pie. Holding hands.
Jesus, this is a family show.
Come on, man.
Pregnancy. Family. Marriage.
The truth is that SPNati has a pregnancy fetish. Fucking weirdo.
Hugging.
I like how his voice like staggered when he said that. He's just like, oh, hugging.
That's just me thinking of more horrible things to say.
It's just like hex sweating, but like Spanish, just like, oh, hugs. I love it. All right.
Gentle breast massages.
I feel like weird is a pretty subjective term. Like, what's normal to you might be weird to someone else.
I want Ryuko to sit on my lap. And then...
I just love
I want
Ryuko to sit on my lap. It's like not where I expect that to go. Anyway.
Does anyone want to add to this? Because we can just move on.
I think you're getting blood from stone here, dude.
Yeah, okay. What's your favorite?
I think everyone on here has shared some weird shit on the Discord. It's just they don't want to put their voices to it.
Yeah.
Weird shit on the Discord. I shame others for sharing weird shit.
Like eggs.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
courageous enough to bring everything to the forefront there. I just laid it all out.
Yeah, we need more people like SPNati. That's for sure.
We respect you. Yep.
All right. Okay. We're getting there. We're getting there, guys. Johan, what's the next question?
Oh, what's your favorite Pokemon?
Max.
Snorlax?
Yeah.
Oh, huh.
Beefy boy.
Absolute Union.
Well, like you catch him automatically. You pretty much have to run into him. He's fucking strong. Gets that normal type stab. Especially back in Gen 1, Hyper Beam was broken, and to make you recharge if you knocked him out. Good shit. Body slam paralysis.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What about you, MS?
I think Leafeon is probably my favorite. Maybe for Leafeon or Alligator. I go back and forth.
Interesting pick. Why Leafeon?
Why Leafeon?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's really cool that they went back and added what would be a Leaf Stone evolution for Eevee. I always thought Eevee was really cool, but I think Vaporeon looks stupid. Jolteon sucks. Flareon looks cool, but worthless and competitive. Well, Leafeon's really cool. Leafeon's not dark, not psychic, and Grass type has its weaknesses, but it's a big physical wall. And I just think it looks really cute. I love the I think I really like things that are that are part plant, part animal. I find really appealing for some reason. So I think Leafeon is really cool for that purpose.
All right. What about you,
Good
Yuri?
choice.
Huh? What's yours, Yuri?
Probably Cyndaquil. I was one in Mystery Dungeon way back in the day.
Ah! Mr. Dungeon is great.
I
love Mr. Dungeon.
I could talk for hours about Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
It's such a good game. I should.
I mean, I played it too. I liked it. I wouldn't talk about it for hours.
Well, wait, which one are we talking about, though?
It was the original Blue Rescue Team.
Okay, that's pretty good, but the Explorers, that's my shit. I fucking love that game.
Actually, I'm going to find myself a copy of Mystery Dungeon right now.
Of which one?
Both of them.
Well, there's four. There's
Whatever
four
ones
of
I
them.
can emulate.
Yeah, talking about getting Explorers of Sky, it's my second favorite game of all time.
So this kind of this is divergent, but I'm reminded of so I have a real fond spot for EVs because back when a couple of years ago I was at Gen Con and I ended up fighting this child for the last EV plushie because I wanted to get one for Napsu. And I got into this slightly physical altercation with this must have been a 9 or 10-year-old. I fucking won. I carried that goddamn plushie to the register.
I hope you won. Jesus.
Yeah, but it was just this kid was just being such an asshole, and the mom was like, "No, we can't buy it." But I want it. And I just grabbed it out of the bin, and the kid starts to grab after me, and I'm like, no. So I just shoved this child and got in line.
Welcome to the real world.
This is an ANCAPA store. He literally rips toys out of children's hands.
This will serve me better than it will serve you. It was more a communist move. From each according to their ability, to each according to their means. You see, I took my ability to take this plushie from a child and gave it to myself because I needed it.
We established last podcast that Kamino was a communist, so
Yeah.
I don't think you approve of your lifestyle.
That's okay.
All right, what about you, Dorian?
My favorite is probably Mawile from
Oh,
Wait,
that's interesting.
Yeah, she's got the cute little thing, baggy pants kind of look. She's got the giant fuck off fucking maw at the top of her head and the new Mega Evolution. I don't know, I like her.
Yeah, must have been nice to have your favorite get a Mega Evolution.
It was.
I say this because my favorite Pokemon is Dragonite. and all the other pseudo,
Even a bird.
all the other pseudo, well, birds might be my favorite animal, but
I
Dragonite,
love birds.
yeah, Dragonite is. Anyway, Dragonite is the only pseudo legendary Pokemon that from Gen 4 and before that didn't get a pseudo or a Mega Evolution form.
Dang.
Tyranitar got one, and then Metagross got one, and Salamence got one. Garchomp got one, but Dragonite didn't get one. Fucking Charizard got two! Dragonite fans got nothing. I remember there was a YouTube.
Listen, Mega Evolutions are just dumb anyway.
There was a YouTube that was uploaded to the official Pokemon account called Dragonite Flies into GameStop, and I saw that and I was like, why is Dragonite getting is this an event made Dragonite? I watched it, no, it was just like a Dragonite with multi-scale and some decent moves, and it's like, I have that video saved onto a playlist called What Could Have Been.
Are you okay?
No, I'm not. I'm still salty.
They did Mega Evolutions all wrong. Like, the only Pokemon that should have got Mega Evolutions were, like, Beedrill level.
I kind of agree with that. Like, if it sucks, give it a Mega Evolution. If it doesn't suck, don't.
You don't give fucking Garchomp or Salamence a Mega Evolution.
Dude, I don't even, like, I
They
never
don't need
played a
it.
game with Garchomp, but I hear Garchomp is, like, overpowered as fuck.
Well, you just have to take a Pachirisu.
Anyway, okay.
You should have been like Delibird, a Mega Evolution.
Oh shit, I forgot about Delibird.
Or Dunsparce.
How could you forget about Delibird?
It's Christmas time. Well, no, we're a month off of Christmas time, but
Alright, the next
Explorers of Sky just downloaded, boys.
of time? No, get Sky. That's a complete version.
Not just Sky. Said Sky, you coward.
Oh, I thought you said time. Okay.
No.
I mean, time is still pretty good.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's fucking great, but Sky has all those.
Except it doesn't have special stories.
Yeah, and it doesn't. Well, I think the Shaman thing was decent, but you wouldn't be missing much of that. But it's really the special stories. It's the last special story you get. It's fucking good. Anyway.
Oh yeah, that's good shit right there. That's some Back to the Future shit.
Yeah. Next question was: game currently doesn't have gender change plus trap support. If it did, would you use it to make a character? I guess yeah. The host's answer last now, so go on.
No, probably not.
Dorian?
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What are we doing?
If the gender change slash trap support, if that existed, would you use it to make a character?
Oh yeah, I asked this question. Yeah, I would actually. I'd use it to spoilers for Ace Attorney, and like not the side games because they do this twice in the side games, but for like the actual mainline games, spoilers. But yeah, I do Ron Newman for the fifth game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's a reverse trap.
Yeah, she presents herself like the manliest fucking man who screams at everything, but is still like really, really into art. But then she just takes off this brace that she has, and she's a complete girly girl, and I love it. She's a bunch of fun, and that's right.
Yuri, what about you?
Probably not, because I think water is a little spicy for my taste, and I can't really think of anyone that I would like to write, or that I'd be particularly good at writing, that would really apply to. So I don't really see myself doing anything with that, personally.
Span, I'm pretty sure that you said you're not making new characters, but if this door was opened, would you use it?
Yeah, I'm pretty much done for now. It would be a long time before I start making another one, especially kind of like moving to popularity polls.
I personally don't know if I'd make a character. Like, plans for Felix Argyle, but I don't know if he'd use it, because he's not so much a trap as he's a very feminine male. which I guess you could say is the same, but whatever. I do know that.
I mean, again, I'd probably be making a male character here anyway with the trap support. That's usually what the
I do know that I recently got Viz into Danganronpa, and some stuff happens in that game, and wouldn't you know it, trap support has suddenly shot up in his list of priorities. So while the game might not have it now, it might get it in the future. Next question is, what is a character you would like to collab on someone with? And Matt, what do you stress?
Honestly, like, I'm kind of happy with the projects I have now. I think everything that is upcoming is a collab. Like, I'm working on Anne with Thursdays, which is cool. I'm totally good with that. And then I think that's sort of where I'm at. I know I'm doing some stuff with Zeus, either McCree or Snake, so that'll be cool. Otherwise, I'm pretty good to just sort of finish up the characters I'm working on. I don't really plan to add any more characters. I'll be adding content to those characters, but probably no more collaboration stuff.
Okay, what about you, Yuri?
Sorry, what was the question? I got distracted.
What is a character that you'd want to collab with?
Let's. Obviously, we're already collaborating on Hanako and Akko. But I trust in your ability to write 5 from Zero Escape, and I have the model there. I'd quite like to do at some point, just in case.
You know? Maybe one day, but I've already got a lot of collabs planned.
Yeah, I know you have a lot on your plate. I'd like to collaborate on Sawyer with Sonanon, just so that she'd actually be good. But he doesn't do that. He flies solo. Can't really think of anyone.
I'd do Fran with you if you wanted.
Enmas, you'd write Friend with me?
I'd write Fran with you. That'd be cool.
Right, well, if I go
the tide turns that way, let me know. I'd be happy to help.
Yeah, if the tide goes that way, I mean, she has pretty much taken a backseat entirely to Gavril, who is infinitely more fun to write, because she just calls you a fucker.
Yeah, if you make me a Fran model and you get Gavril on Tessa, I'll make you Fran.
I have a Fran model. I've got poses and stuff and everything. I'm writing her. Just it's taken a backseat for Gavril writing because she's more fun.
That makes sense.
But they have interactions and everything. There's.
Oh yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Then yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a significant amount of work done on them both, but Gavril more than Fran. She's sort of more polished and more interesting.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
More fleshed out because nice characters are boring. And I don't know if Fran is technically a nice character, but she's nicer. She's a protagonist. But yeah.
Alrighty. What about you, Dorian? What's a character that you'd like to collab with?
This is me relating back to that first question for Best Boy. I've character collaboration I would do is Kadi actually has a really nice model for Henry from Fire Emblem Awakening, and I would totally do the writing for him if it meant I got to spit out all the shitty puns I could ever want and just do that, but only if he would do the posing and all that. I wouldn't do that on my own. But
I think you should ask him because
I do that.
I'm almost certain that he'd say yes to that.
Yeah, I mean, like after Serin or whatever I'm working on next, yeah, I'd do that definitely.
Alright, what about you, Span?
Normally, I'm like writing or making a whole bunch of works in progress or collabing, but I think I've already talked about how I would totally steal Sasuke Kiryu if I could from Cog and Black. So if they ever want me on board to help at all, I'd love to do that. their model I've seen is fucking fantastic, and it might be getting a cameo in the game soon.
Ooh.
I feel
You
like
could probably guess where.
Ryuka's epilogue.
Yeah,
I said it right that time.
good job. I'm proud of you, Johan. You really well as a person.
Thanks, Dad. Anyway, if I could write a character, if I could collab with someone, I'd probably feed even further into Yuri and I's bad habits of starting more projects than we finish. I'd be interested in working on another character, perhaps a rather clumsy nurse.
Did someone say clumsy nurse?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, well, I reckon that I could maybe crack my knuckles and spit out a couple 100 lines at some point after some work is out of the way.
Yeah. I feel like. Anyway, once again, I've got enough collabs already, but Mikan Sumiki from Danganronpa 2 is really cute, and I feel like she'd be a really good fit for this game. Especially since working on Chiaki and Mahira's dual epilogue reminded me that I fucking love Danganronpa. Anyway, next question is, you must remove 3 characters in a game and you get to add any one of your choice. Who do you cut and who do you add? And Mass, why don't you start?
Well, I'll just rip this band-aid off. I would get rid of Militant, Black Canary, and Captain Falcon. And I would add in either Marcel from Dungeon Meshi or Linkle from Hyrule Warriors. I think both of those are kind of what I'm looking for right now. And that is what I want. That is what I want in the game. Please make a cute elf girl for me, please. Somebody. I need it.
Oh, you'll get it.
Will I?
And to cut
You'll
are
get it,
pretty
you know.
much the ones that are lined up to be cut anyway. And I'd kind of have to agree.
Yeah. Arafita doesn't count. Love you, Mike, but not my type. I said
All right.
Arafood is definitely going to take up 3 characters worth.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's good.
She's a unit. An absolute unit.
I would
Alright.
sacrifice 10 characters to get Valerie in the game.
I would.
Oh,
Maniac.
that's pretty strong.
Ooh.
Okay, Yuri, what about you?
Right. I would sacrifice. I mean, the actual answer would obviously be like Mettaton, Falcon, and Pauling.
Actually, okay. Hold on. Let me change this question to make it better. What are your 3 characters you would sacrifice? To add one in.
What?
What? Which of your 3 of your projects?
I don't have 3 characters.
Okay, pick your.
I have exactly 3 characters. Well,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I will sacrifice one of my characters en masse to make it interesting.
if I had to choose one of my children, it would obviously be Maya to survive. That's not even a question.
I would, of any character that I'm linked to in some capacity, Gwen is the one that I'd be most happy losing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Stake in her.
That's fair. Yeah. Okay. So SPNati will keep me. I would probably. I think a twist. I would probably sacrifice Marinette.
Right.
Yeah.
That's surprising.
She's second place. I mean, I'm getting rid of like other people.
Literally everybody loves Marinette.
I would sacrifice Marinette. Just like you have to sacrifice. You have to let go.
Assault.
You have to let go of the things you love. So I'd sacrifice Marinette. I think Natsuki, and
You what?
and I think Ochako.
I'll kill you.
This would just be. I think that would create the best sacrifice environment for me getting what I wanted.
I feel like the en masse character I would probably sacrifice first would be Milan. Like no offense to Milan.
No, I feel you. Don't worry. We've had this
He
debate.
just doesn't. Oh no, like not in any sort of
Yeah.
innate sense. More just she's the one who probably hooks me the least emotionally.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right. What about you,
I just have
Dorian?
those strong Disney feelings.
For the original question, I made it so that none of the 5 that are just ready to be called, but Samus, Misty, and Zelda, because she's holding back Navi. But for the new question, I don't have 3 characters, but if I had to select,
You can choose mine. You can add one of mine if you want.
I'd probably sacrifice Mulan, and if I had to sacrifice one of my own, probably Navi. And I don't know who I would add in because I'll just make them, But I guess Rey or one of the Star Wars girls, they get asked for a lot, or at least Ashoka does.
Oh. I thought you meant Ray from Evangelion and I got all excited.
Oh man.
You
No,
have
I
to
haven't
make her
seen that one.
canon.
I want the.
You're the one who has to make her.
You already did.
I want a triple epilogue with Maya say Ray.
Oh god.
Where it really starts
It's like
being an orgy.
yeah, we're about to make me lose my mind. Up in here. Anyway.
They're all fucking in the LCL.
Oh boy.
So, Stan, what about you? Who do you sacrifice?
I said
The
already.
game. Oh, okay.
Why don't you listen when I talk?
Well, I didn't remember who you said you'd sacrifice.
We used to have a really good relationship, Johan. This podcast used to be something special.
Did it?
Now you just don't even pay attention to me.
I'm trying, Dad. If I had to,
What happened to us?
I don't know. I have stuff every night. I'd sacrifice 3 characters. I really don't want to sacrifice 3 of my characters, but I will sacrifice Kira because I feel bad for him holding back Jolene so badly. Feel like if I had to sacrifice another one of my characters, it would probably be Saki. I don't really like her that much. And then I'd also sacrifice Kyoko, just because she holds back Mahiro and Chiaki. And Kadri working her anyway. And I'd sacrifice those 3 to get Doki Literature Club Yuri in it.
She's coming, you coward!
I know, but if
My sacrifice would probably be for stalking again. She's good. She's good. She's good.
yep, she's the better of the Anarchy Sisters.
You take that back, you son.
Stocky is way better than Pansy. Anyway, I know Mask's partner now soon. Game is this a weird hobby to share with a partner? How would you, as a developer, explain it to someone who meets a partner after they start developing? And Mask.
I'd say just date weird people. Sorry, no, yeah. No, it's fine, honey. Don't worry. Yeah. Anyway, she's across the room from me. I'd say, staring death in the face. I'd say, just deep understanding weird people, and you don't have that issue, and just bring it up when it feels appropriate. Like, I think everyone has like a.
Bring it up on or before the first date, okay?
I don't. Okay, I mean, like, I think you're a little too weird. That's a little too weird. But I'd say, I'd say it's something to bring up. Is like, hey, I do some writing and I write this kind of stuff, and it's good to establish that this is a person who likes video games, and anime first. I think if they already are kind of a bad foot, they're definitely not going to be okay with everything past that point.
Okay, Dorian, what about you?
I have absolutely no idea how I would explain this to someone. I honestly thought I'd be taking this to my grave.
All
I don't
right.
know. I guess you just try and bring it up. It really would depend on the person, honestly. Just more so than anything.
You feel out ahead of time. It's definitely not first date topic.
No, definitely not.
You gotta wait till the third.
I thought it was
a dev, right?
I thought it was a
It's
pickup
probably a
line.
formula. You know, if you're a weird like anime porno nerd on.
I think like if you meet someone at like Otakon or something like that, like yeah, I could probably tell them about that pretty early on. But if you meet them like,
You really want to aim for a partner that is also a weird anime porno nerd on the internet, or it's going to be a very strange.
you know, it's like Napsu's just like I like writing like. I liked writing Kazuna, and I think like streaming Chan and could be a lot. Oh man, I've read some of the streaming Chan lines. I am good luck, mods. I am good luck.
This is the real reason, and
It's just like I was like, oh no man, parachute out. I gotta quit.
Oh, I'm really excited for this. I'm very excited.
I have read a lot of streaming.
As Rabbi's author, I can say it's important to know the cross line.
I think Stream Chan is probably the darkest character in the game. Like as written, like the rewrite I think has a lot of really dark stuff in it. So we will see how that goes on test.
Until Gavril comes out.
I think like Gavril's like gory and like violent, but I think like the Street Chan is like legit depressing. I read some of the lines and I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know if you can put this in. Then of course she's like, well, that means I should put it in and see how it goes. So, like, there are some lines of Monica that I'm like, "Oh my god, did you write this?" And she's like, "Yeah."
You know what you have to do, Johan. You have to turn Saki into the most depressing character.
Don't you do it? I will kill everyone. I will kill everyone on the server and then myself.
Oh, for April Fools, you should totally turn her into post-emergent Saki.
I'll make it all. Fuck it. Why
Just give
not?
her Moon's dialogue file.
Why not?
No. Why would Saki talking about Pokemon, you fucking imbecile?
Alright. Spanan, what about you? Alright, no, Yuri, how would you do it?
How would I do?
I think I kind of made my point on that.
How would you introduce your
You should
partner to
probably
this
get
kind of
people
thing?
who will respond
said,
a little better
I
to
was
that
under the
if this is
impression-
something that's part of your interests.
Like, I was under the
So-
impression that was just the pickup line. You're like, hey, I'm a developer for SPNati, and they just
He has the
themselves
biggest
in your arms.
line count.
So, like, you know who's the current line count record holder? This guy. I have a big piece too.
Nice. I mean, can you
Um,
imagine the sheer amount?
It's
like-
an instant gag dropper, really.
Can you imagine introducing yourself as like Frank?
No, you know, the girl's like, oh my god, strip poker out of the inventory. I love Revy.
Yeah, that's when you know you're in.
That's a keeper.
I remember like meeting Natsu, and the first thing I said is, "What the fuck is miraculous?" Like, what the fuck is miraculous? Anyway, I learned a lot about that show. So it's that time of my life.
I feel like not being into hentai is a breaker for me anyway, so this is a non-issue for me.
Okay, all right.
If a girl's not in hentai, that just lets me know she has bad taste in general.
Exactly.
Anyway, all right. So
I think this kind of gets to like the root of a bigger sort of disappointing aspect of this is that it's a big community, and creative effort, and it helps you build a lot of skills in that regard, but you can't really put it on a resume.
Yeah, that was a big deal for me because it's like I can't put on my resume. Oh, yeah, I worked on this video game. What video game did you work on? And it's like,
and I really wish I could because I feel like it's improved.
I think like being like a mod on SPNati has been one of the best like project management experiences of my life, bar none. Just because you get to work with really, really different people, and also the work itself is like, well, you have to meet all these different expectations, and it's a fascinating thing. I think it's really awesome. But it's like saying you're a guild leader in WoW. Like you can't put that on your resume unless like you're working in like the games industry. But by the same token, you can't there's not like a file serial, like there's not like a serial number filed out version that is just as good, I guess.
Alright.
Yeah.
There's 2 questions left. What has been your biggest SPNati disappointment?
Can not being able to put it on my resume count?
If that's really your biggest disappointment, then sure.
I encountered a lot of disappointments in my time. A lot of people here even have been responsible for some of them. But I think the biggest disappointment is still Miss Polly for me. You can't see it, but I'm just sort of shaking my head and my own stuff.
Yeah.
Pollen, you could have done so much, but just Wonder Breath. Just Wonder Breath.
You're my Wonder Bread.
Where is my
Big old toast sandwich.
murderer? Where is my apologetic murderer?
Okay, what about you and Masp?
I think like I don't know. It depends on how you want to like frame this. I think it's sort of like I think my biggest disappointment has probably been that like it's really, really hard to keep pace with all the content that comes into the game, and I think that I put so much time into so many different projects is that it definitely does come at the cost of like knowing that as much as I want to make improvements and do these different changes, it's really hard to maintain the kind of spread of characters I have while wanting the depth of, a developer like Pog or Spanon who can go like really deep into it. And I think that's fine. Like, I think it's just different strategies, and to be honest, I'm kind of a better prolific writer than I am like a depth writer. Like, there's just certain situations that I'm like, I'm not going to target this on this character, and that's fine. I can live with that. But it still kind of sucks that like I see all these improvements being made, and there's all these different things that are in the game, and I just don't have time to be like, yeah, I'm going to do this on all my characters or something like that, right?
Okay, what about you, Dorian?
There's some kind of background
Are
noise.
you
getting
writing
pretty
something?
bad,
Sawing a
around.
tree. Who's sawing
Oh,
a tree?
but other disappointment. I'm really mad that Kimberly wasn't finished. I really like that character. Please, Spigot, return, finish it. Finish the fight.
She wasn't that amazing.
She appeals to me. She appeals to me on a lot of levels, and that was great. And that's all I wanted.
He says
Like
like
the
too much,
level-
honestly.
The levels on which she would appeal to me, she doesn't quite hit those levels, but I do still want to see her finish. See where she is.
Yeah, I think the fact that she wasn't finished was definitely the disappointment. Like, I don't give like a B or C plus tier character making it onto the roster, but if I like them, that's okay. Like, if the community doesn't, well, that sorts itself out with polls eventually. But I don't know. I always think it's a real shame when a character has a lot of promise and they're not finished.
That's actually my answer, but I'll go into that after Dorian.
Alright, so my biggest disappointment is not the fact that I did Navi, but more so the fact that it was like my first project, just that I didn't do any of the artwork. Jesus, I did, kind of get the full experience. I didn't feel like I also didn't get included. There was like a big influx at the time of really great creators. I felt like I wasn't a part of that. I was just also there, and I also had a character, and just that. I might leave this game just being the Navi guy, that guy who, was into fairies when not, and just, I don't know, just that I shouldn't have done Navi first. I should have just picked another character, and that's my biggest disappointment, just that I didn't see the consequences of doing a collab, specifically Navi as a collab first.
I think Navi turned out really well, and like honestly, like I think she's really fantastic, and I think she's really interesting. I think Eni is definitely a character I for more, but I think you've really proven yourself as an author and as like a developer, so I wouldn't worry about that so much.
Yeah, thank you. But the thing is that no matter how good Navi is, she's still the tiny blue fairy, and has also been resorted to just being epilogue fodder at the same time. And just I feel like I should have postponed that a bit and like have shown how good I can do on Eni, then done Navi so that people could see it as a continuation rather than refined and then back and saying Navi was good and people playing Navi recursively.
Right?
I think you're allowed to feel about that how you are. Okay.
Okay, Span, what about you?
Well, other than not being able to plug it as my credentials, it's either for dating or for career search. Let's see. I mean, obviously, hopefully Hexmaniac comes out at some point. I'd definitely love to see that, and it'd be disappointing to see that project die. I believe in you, Hex, even though you don't listen to podcasts. There's a couple incomplete characters I really like. Vriska, hopefully she'll come back one day. I know Underscore's kind of busy doing his own thing right now, I think. What's
Last I heard, he's not Amy because he's writing a Girls Frontline fan fiction.
all right? Fair enough. Alice, the snake Alice from Monster Girl Quest. That was a pretty unique and fun character that I enjoyed targeting. So definitely like to see a character like that.
Bring her back eventually, I'm sure.
Yeah. For me, it's, I've talked about this before, but there was that really good Isabel model that never got anything done with it.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yif and Hell.
Okay.
Okay. Like,
Oh god.
not hurry.
If you add Isabel, she now has to have a Smash Bros tag.
Fuck yeah. Now she sure does.
Just like Joker.
Oh boy.
The snake
Oh
has
god.
a Smash Bros tag.
That's all. He has it 4 or 5 times. I don't know. Anyway,
So Snake has the Smash Bros tag 4 or 5 times.
yes, he can count as a
Why
full
would you-
by himself.
Okay.
Yeah. You wanted to use filter lines? Oh shit.
Alright, last question for today is, what is your single favorite channel on social Discord server?
SPNati General.
Oh, absolutely, SPNati General. And you can see the amateur statistics that they're doing right now. Just crunching the numbers and all these weird. Well, right now they're measuring dick sizes of all the male characters and pixels.
Like, I really like the other channels. I'm glad they're there. But, like, General Safe for Work, it's a little too, like, I don't know. Like, it's cool.
Like, I'm here for the game, man.
Yeah. Like, I like you guys, but I think like talking about the game and shit like that is always very fun for me. So I think SPNati General is a great way to be like, oh yeah, let's talk about like whatever. Let's like navel gaze about why we don't do trap sport or whatever. What the fuck ever, right?
Just earlier this morning, there was a whole big discussion over like how we should dialogue and like new mechanics to try to make it flow better.
Yeah, like that's cool. Like I like that. All right.
My favorite is the meme chat because it's the meme chat. It's and you guys always post such great content there that the moderators never have to moderate.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, I wouldn't know anything about that.
Meme chat is the bane of my existence. It is like
It devolves into politics.
At this point, it's now surpassed the fuckdome as like the channel that most has stuff that needs to get dealt with.
Yeah. What about you guys? What about you, Johan? What about you, Dorian?
Dorian, yeah, first.
For me, it is SPNati general, but since you guys already talked about that, probably my second favorite is probably the Kisake channel, just because you get to see people, steadily improving their models on one side, but then on the other side, you can just get people who just show you just amazing models, and it's where we get to show off and just say, hey, look at this thing I did, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, that's so good, that's so cool. Or I don't know,
Yeah,
two different sides, and it's really cool.
that is really nice.
I like sending screenshots because it brings to your attention cool interactions that you never saw before, or characters that people are working on, or sometimes just those memes where they get a quote from the character with a picture of their face, and it's very funny.
I like those too. That is a really good point.
I like all those. I also like Kisei Ludes, just because,
So much creativity.
It's that lewd. Also card games on motorcycles, just because I fucking like Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's as deep as that goes.
Probably right.
I think for me, it's like I do think my least favorite channel is my food spam, because like people at me if it's like good stuff. Most of the time, it's just like Hex posting fatties, and I'm like, it's like I can't fap this.
I'm just gonna keep sending you that Ojiko image.
I will ram my fist down your throat and rip out your stomach.
Children,
I will-
please.
All right, so on that note, it's time to end.
Thank you, everyone. It was great to be on the cast. I'm glad we only went for 2 hours, 15 minutes, rather than 3. Thank you very much.
Same.
It was great.
That's
It was great
getting
being on.
better.
I'm glad I could have you guys. You're all extremely fun people to have on.
Hooray!
Yeah.
Hooray.
Now you go to sleep. It's like 1 o'clock at your time zone.
It's 3 a.m.
Oh my god, it's much worse. Go to fuck to sleep.
It's Friday. It's Saturday. Yeah. Okay. All right,
Yeah,
guys.
school, but still.
I'm gonna go hang out with Napsu and reminisce about streaming chan lives. They're
Nice.
That's fucking
like
nice.
I'm like not like I was like a little shocked at some of these things because like Napsu's just over there complaining to herself, and I'm like, you are not a person that normally writes these things. Where's this coming from? So we will see some stuff. She asked me like what's it like to have like all your like friends sucked down into the cold vacuum of space. It's like one of the questions. So
Who?
Maya.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
All right,
Dorian?
cool guys.
I'm gonna have some fun writing those responses.
I bet you will.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Dorian. You too. You've been kind of quiet.
I'm kind of quiet anyway, but thank you for having me.
And thanks, SPNati, for being the co-host, as always.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Oh, we forgot to happy birthday to Dor.
I did not. I was actually going to save that to the end.
Oh, are we still on? We're still recording?
Yes. It's
Oh.
still fucking going.
Just cut it. Cut it,
No.
goddammit.
Oh, I thought we got happy birthday, Dor.
Happy birthday, Dor.
Happy birthday
Happy
to Dor.
Birthday.
Happy birthday to Dor.
Are we
Happy
saying this now?
birthday to Dor.
It's not gonna be your birthday when it goes up.
Birthday to Dor.
Happy
We
birthday to you, Dor.
can't get another copyright strike.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Yeah, I thought we were done, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm just gonna like I shoot the shit now, but
No, I'll cut it here.